I love the love now. Hello, pretty people. All the pretty people on Facebook. Say hi, Teresa. Yes, listen, it was so exciting on yesterday to have all of you present in my training. And many of you messaged me and was like, I need another training like that, Teresa. So I said, all right, part 2, how to become a professional time thief, how I did it in the beginning with a toddler, working full time, started a business, even after working full time in my business, still challenges. So I know a thing or two. And so this is not theory. This is my personal experience. I know how I work my business. I know how I flexed my dreams into my life, and you can do the same thing. So if you're joining me for the first time, hello, boy, just put newbie in the chat. I love to see who's new because guess what? We got the whole wide world in our hand on our cell phone. And so if you have a cell phone, you have Wi-Fi, girl, you should have a business. And I can help you with that. So I have the whole wide world. So let me know where you're tuning in from so I can see my peoples. I want to see my peoples. And so let me know where you are. Put in the chat. We got Callie in the building. I didn't get the number. 404 620 6929. Text the word collagen. 404 620 6929. Okay, you got it. Put it in chat for me. A pretty person will help me out. Put it in chat for me. All right, so we can get this party started. Right. You guys give me so much energy. The collagen actually gives me energy. The liquid collagen gives me energy. My own desires and motivation gives me energy. And then when I show up live, you give me energy. So we're going to get this thing going, baby. I just love your presence. Yes, young mommy in the building. Hello, gorgeous. Good to see your beautiful faces. Hey, B. Hello to you, too. And so if I can't see you on Instagram and TikTok, it's because those phones are far away. So I am streaming in several places here on Facebook. So make sure you comment and you can give me stars. Facebook always tells me, tell your audience, to support you. If you love this type of motivation, inspiration, and business tips, you can do digital gifts. All you have to do is hit the stars button or for me, this is what I would love. Tag 2 people, share the broadcast. That's all I ask. If you've learned anything, you got value from anything, you love anything that I put out, we want to make sure we share, right? But when I share, you share. That's how we change the world. Knowledge is the new rich. And so my hope is to shorten somebody else's learning curve. So what you can do is make sure you're following, obviously, and tag 2 people or share the broadcast. And then you're my people. Like we're best friends already. Okay. Because you get me. That's what pretty people do. You get me. Hashtag pretty people. So let's do part 2 because I just found that most people struggle in this area of time. And most of you are very intelligent. Most of you are definitely overachievers. You're probably, you could be the CEO of this company that you're working for. Everyone's job. People depend on you. And so I just want you to take that same energy and invest it in yourself. Invest that time. I want you to invest all of that wisdom in your own thing. What about that? Yes. So I'm Jerusha, motivational speaker, radio personality, business coach, and I help people build their businesses online and offline. So I create what I call double threats. And so currently I'm developing 100 new business partners, like the 100, I don't care, 100 families, 100 lives, helping them earn $100,000. Yes, can you see it? Yes, come on, Jesus, come through, Jesus. And so I just know God would not have given it to me if he's not going to bring it to fruition. And so we believe that the 100th, yes, is right in front of me. And so I am excited about the 100. So my hope is really, really to show you what's possible. And so hopefully helping you with your time management, becoming a professional time thief will help you build your own current businesses and be very, very wealthy, if that's your desire, or just healthy for that reason. Because if you don't love what you're doing right now, it's draining you. And I want you to do what you love. When I tell you it is the best feeling to just do what you actually love. Now you want to get paid to do it. Okay. I've been down that road, but you actually love it. Like no one has to tell you to do it because you want to do it. That kind of feeling, not you're pressured to be somewhere at a certain time. Like you want to go. So be honest, my peoples. How many of you want to go to your job in the morning. Monday morning, you're like, I want to go, Jerusha. Me? How many of you want to go? Like, you want to show up. You love it. And I get it. Very few people love it, right? They like it. It takes care of the bills. But do you actually love it, right? So if you love it, you ready to go to work Monday morning, let me see you in the chat. Say, bam, 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 bam. Give me some love. Say, yes, Jerusha, I'm ready to go. This is the thing, guys, okay? We've got to stop complaining and change it. If you do not love it, it does not bring you joy, okay? It is a means to an end, right? It's helping you today, but you don't feel that that's what you're going to do forever. Like, we used to think you're going to do something like forever. Like, once I start this job, I'm going to stay here for 40 years. Now people are just leaving. Every 5 years, you're finding something else. There's a new invention. There's a new company. There's a new AI tool. Like, all of these things are available for us. And so we start thinking differently, which I think is wonderful. And so listen to me. You do have the time to build a business, okay? If you're saying you don't, that is an excuse, okay? So I can tell you, stop complaining. Every time you complain, okay, about the same problem, over and over and over, you the only person believe it. Excuses are lies we tell ourselves. You're the only person believing that you don't have time. When you tell somebody else, an entrepreneur, right, I don't have time, they're like, okay, you don't really want it bad enough. That's what they're thinking. Like, you do, because you have time to get on the phone. You have time to scroll social media. You have time to watch TV. You have time to hang out with friends. You have time to go golfing. You have time to go to the beach. So you really do. It's just we're choosing not to. And I tell my boys all the time, we're choosing. You're choosing not to do something. Not that you physically can't do it. We don't use the word can't. It's like we're choosing to do something or not. And I'm okay with people like, okay, I'm choosing not to. To me, that's a better way of accepting where you are than trying to trick yourself to think that you can't do it. Just like, I just choose not to. I really like it when people just give it to me like it is. I don't like this sugar coating. No, this is what it is. And so I like that. So you want to be honest with yourself. So I'll tell you a story. There was these people coming to this wise man every time complaining about the same problems over and over and over. And so one day the wise man told them a joke and everybody laughed. I mean, cracking up laughing. You know how we laugh. Cracking up laughing, right? After a couple of minutes, he told the same joke. Now, only a few people laughed like, okay. He told the same joke a few minutes later, third time. Guess what? Nobody laughed anymore. And the wise man smiled and said, okay, you not laughing? You can't laugh? Why? Okay, so you're not laughing. Why are you not laughing? You can't laugh at the same joke over and over and over and over and over. It's like somebody's telling you their problems over and over and over. You're not appreciating it over and over. So why are you always crying about the same problems? Most people know it's a struggle to the top, baby. If it were easy, everybody be doing it. Do you think the commitment that I made to show up on TikTok every single day live to share business tips is not a huge commitment? So understand, everybody's time is valuable. We only have the same 24 hours in a day. The beggar and the billionaire have the same 24 hours in a day. So quality time with the people you love is what it is all about, okay? So the most desired gift of love is not diamonds, roses, or chocolate. It is focused attention, time. That is what you're going to remember. And so I didn't want to continue in this rat race. Now, I actually enjoyed working in radio and television, but I didn't like the hours. I wanted time freedom. That's why I can speak on this subject. I actually enjoyed the industry overall, but I was like, I know I'm not going to do this forever. I am tired of the rat race. And this is what it looks like for most people. You get up around 5 a.m. It's about to start in a minute. So how many of my peoples have children? We're about to start in like 2 weeks. Not even. Is it 2 weeks? Yeah, maybe. Yeah. It's over. Summer is over. It's time to get back into this routine. We get up at 5 a.m. You're rushing to feed your family cereal or Pop-Tarts for breakfast because we're rushing so they can't have a nutritionist, is that right? Breakfast. We can't do that. So we send them off to school. We sit in traffic for an hour or whatever your time is. We work 8 to 10 hours. We get back in traffic for another hour. We rush to our local grocery store. We pick up a rotisserie, right, from the bakery part. Then we go get homework done and we feed them. We throw something together. Now it's 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock. How many? And now we're watching television for 3 hours because that's how much time you have left. So you're getting wind down for the day. And so most people only sleep, like I said before, about 6 hours. Then you repeat that rat race. Is this true or is this true? I lived it, so it's not, an insult. I know what it feels like to be like on a hamster wheel. And you're like, oh, this is what I'm doing. This is what I'm doing. So it's all about quality of life and finding a happy balance between work, family, and friends. And I think the balance is different in different seasons. And I don't know if everyone tells the truth about that. Everything's not going to always be balanced. It's sometimes I'm working harder than other times. It's sometimes my family has to do these things and my work level is different. So I just think that as long as you can find that happy medium, you're going to be okay. And I expect more from you, especially if you're following me, you're part of the Pretty People community. I expect more from someone like you, Janice. I expect more from someone like you. Yes, Deborah. I expect more for someone like you. If you're following me, then you know I believe you can change your daily schedule. Just do it. You can change it at any moment. If you're serious, you must take advantage of every moment, every hour. Stop the lip service because you're only lying to yourself. Just do it. We don't need to hear about what you were going to do. Okay? Yes or yes. So write that down because you have time. Did you abandon your dreams like in the beginning of the year? So we're almost 7 months in, almost, right? Is at the end of the month. Did you abandon your dreams 2 months in, 4 months, 6 months in the new year? Okay. How about, in my experience, most people abandon their dreams in 2 to 6 weeks. They're excited to start. And the moment one obstacle shows up, they're ready to quit. I read a post. It was good too. I read a post that said, you star, okay? I think they said, hold on, let's see. Oh, I know what it said. The person said in the post, you start a new business, right? And you get 2 no's and you give up. You go on a job interview 25 times and say, God is in control. Now, isn't that funny? This is bag season, not begging season. And so I need you to see the difference. Stop sleeping on your hustle. It is time for you to do it. They are emotional instead of driven. See, emotions will come and go in 5-second intervals. That's like being motivated today. I'm not motivated tomorrow. And I see too many people want to build a business on motivation. Now you got to be inspired, but not just motivated. Motivated by itself, you won't be successful. It is going to require, right? Discipline, work ethic, dedication is going to require those things. See, success comes with a work attitude and a work uniform. So are you still committed long after the mood and the excitement have left? See, a true entrepreneur is when you're not excited anymore, when you've lost everything before and you feel defeated, but you still have drive. Drive is what makes you successful. So when you're driven, that is what allows you to do it anyway. When you're just driven because you can see it. And it's interesting, once the mind has been expanded, it can never go back to smaller dimensions. And so when I went to lunch, dinner, different events with a multi-millionaire, I just noticed how she moved. I noticed every single thing. I was like, this is another level. This is what I'm talking about. So we went to this restaurant and I'll never forget. And very expensive. We were in LA where a lot of the celebrities go. Paparazzi was outside and I was just thinking, wow, okay, I'm at another level. So we get inside and they give the menu, and on the menu is no prices. It's not one price on there. So there are no prices on the menu, just the name of the food. And it's just one sheet. It's not back and forth. on what's on the bag. No, just one piece of paper. And so I was like, wow, okay. So she ordered every appetizer. And it was just she and I. And I was thinking, oh my gosh, I don't eat that much like that. And so she's like, do you want to try this? I'm like, yeah, sounds good. What about this? I'm like, okay, that sounds good. So she just ordered every appetizer. She said, we'll just order them all. And so I was like, all right. So then I looked at the menu for the entree, and then she ordered or whatever. And she was like, is that all you want? I was thinking, yes, I already know I'm not going to eat all this, right? So I'm feeling kind of bad inside. And so when the food comes, first of all, by the time I ate a piece of each appetizer, I was already full, but I wasn't saying nothing. And so by the time my meal came out, I was like, oh my goodness. So I was doing the best that I could. And what I noticed about this multimillionaire that is a mentor of mine, price wasn't an option. You know how you look at market price and you're like, well, what's the market price of lobster? What's the market price of red snapper? What's the market price? None of it. I admire the small things like that. I'm like, you didn't even know what the price was. It didn't matter because I had the money. And so when I say the meal, oh my goodness, it was delicious, right? And there were 2 or 3 celebrities in there, like people you've seen on television. And I was just thinking to myself, how much does this wine cost? I don't drink, but I'm like, how much does this wine cost? I was just thinking. And I like being around people that stretch my imagination. And so it makes me driven. And so it's not just going to your local, I don't know, restaurant, but being able to go to something like that where there are actual, not that these people aren't chefs, but well-known chefs that you've seen on television. And you're like, oh my gosh, I ate from this particular restaurant. And so I was like, I love being around people who allow you to see it's possible for anybody. And so that alone drives me. That's what we want. We want to leave a legacy. We want to have that type of freedom financially and time freedom. We want to have it all, and we can. And so let me just tell you, I work with so many women and I help them build their businesses. And right now, as you guys know, I'm focusing on the 100. So if you want to learn more about the 100, put 100 in the chat or go to the link tree, of course. But I met this lady and she was so excited to start a business. And she is full-time like most of you. And she said she prayed about it and God, told her she needs to start another stream of income. And I came across, her, and yes, we connected and she knew that this was the business for her. And let me just tell you, the first week we got started, we worked together, we set, right, goals and expectations and everything. Then the second week there was an accident. She wasn't able to, do anything with her business. The third week she went out of town. So she didn't have the time to do anything with her business. The fourth week there was a family issue. So she didn't have time to do anything with the business. The fifth week came by, she had a home repair or something like that. And she didn't have time to focus on the business. Then the sixth week she came by, right? And she was like, Teresa, I don't think it's for me. I don't think I have the time. And I was just thinking, it's interesting that you didn't do anything yet. You haven't done anything to see any results, to determine if it's for you. And you do have the time. You just chose to do something else. Not that you didn't have to take care of those things, but building your business was not a priority. It wasn't a priority because you would have done it. Now, I'm not saying life issues. She didn't have any major issues, so don't come for me. She didn't have any life-altering issues, okay? So the water pipe burst. That's not something that wouldn't allow you to continue. It's not. So sadly, I hear stories like these, and it really, really bothers me because I'm like, you haven't even tried. You haven't even done anything yet, and you're saying, I don't have time to build business, but you do need extra money. You do need, right, to purchase whatever for your family, for them to have a better life. You do need something, right? But it's always interesting. It's either need or greed. You need it, but are you going to work hard enough to get it? And like I said, this is most people's story. things happen and it doesn't happen in the order they want them to happen. And then they give up and said, it wasn't for me. I tried it. Whenever you tell me, I'm going to tell you right now, if you tell me you tried it, I'm going to ask you what you did, because I want to know how you tried it. Most people, they didn't try anything. They started, they had 1 or 2 no's, and they talked to 3 cousins. They didn't actually build anything, right? They wasn't in it to win it. They was going to see if it's going to work. Whenever you start something with the attitude, I'm going to see, I can tell you, you'll need to see. I can just tell you it's not going to work. They don't know their strength. And so God made us in his image. That means in his likeness. And so we were made to resemble God. Humanity was created as a rational violation agent, right? So in other words, human beings can reason and choose to be great. This is a reflection of God's intellect and freedom to do anything and everything we want to do. So yet so many people don't know their worth. They quit before they start. And so I'm just encouraging you, don't quit. Quitting is not an option. You can write that down. It is not an option if you want it. It's not an option. I think it was Eleanor Roosevelt, and she said, a woman is like a tea bag. You can't, write this down. A woman is like a tea bag. You can't tell how strong she is until you put her in hot water. When something really happens, for women, we get out of it. We find a way, baby. We're very resourceful. All of a sudden, we know how to do everything. We become detectives, investigators. We figure it all out, whatever we want to figure out. And so you can do that same thing for your business. God has given us the power to endure whatever comes our way. Now, obviously, you're going to have to pray and ask for help, okay? But we all can do it. And so yesterday, when I talked about time, becoming a professional time thief, I told you that flip service is what most people do. They just talk all the time. Flip service people forget about that's lip service. Flip service people forget about their ideas. They forget about their business. They forget about it. Like the lady that I just spoke to you about. 6 weeks passed by and she was like, okay, I don't think it works. Okay, I don't have time. You forgot what you told me initially is you need to be able to retire your parents. You need to be able to help take care of your parents and their medicine. You need to be able to buy your dad a wheelchair. You need to be able, you forgot about that, right? Because now you've resulted to, I don't have time. And so I need you to do better. Living a life of content instead of living a life of discontent. Say it again for the people in the back. Living a life of content instead of living a life of discontent. See, the lady I was coaching didn't do a few things. And I'm going to give it to you. Write this down. Write this down. She didn't do a few things. Okay. Write this down. I'm going to tell you, I've been a coach for over 18 years. I know a thing or two. When you're building a business, okay, or building something towards your dreams, here's a free business tip. And I said to her at that time, are you prepared? Okay, hold on 1 second. I ain't going to be able to answer this. Sorry, hold on 1 second. Sorry. Okay. And I do need to talk to that person. Are you prepared with the to-do list? Okay. Did you write it down? What's your plan of action today? Other than your full-time job, what's your plan of action? Write it down. Make it plain. Let's go. That's the first thing I'm going to tell you is we've got to map out your time. Most of the people that I work with, a part of the 100, yes, they work jobs. I worked a full-time job. Number 2, are you prepared to network in the morning before you go to work? Do you have 15 minutes in the morning where you can actually do something toward your business? Because once you finish that one thing, it's going to get you excited and you stay motivated to do it again. So in the morning, what will you do for your first 15 minutes? You create this power hour, 15 minutes, 4 times a day. That's 1 hour every day working on your business. Okay. Now, are you prepared to work on your dreams at lunch instead of hanging out with your coworkers? That's number 3. Yes, I am prepared. Okay. So 15 minutes, you're going to go in the closet or wherever and work your business, whether that's follow-up, whether it's new prospects, whether it's creating a TikTok, whether it's learning how to do a TikTok or a reel. You're doing something to better your business and your self-development. Okay. Number 4, are you prepared to network after work before you go home? Are you prepared to do that? Whether that's online or whether that's face to face, right? Now, I built my business initially offline. So after work, I had to meet people like name and number face to face. Building online, I still have to show up and meet people. It's just a different way of doing it. And number 5, what is your money goal? I want to know what's your money goal. All right. If you say, Jerusha, I have a new team member. She's like, Jerusha, I just need an extra $1,000 a month. I'm like, all right, I can help you get there. You only need 15 customers. 15 customers buying this product right here. Boom, on the whole set of this product, you got your $1,000. Because what I do is say, how much do you want? Okay, these are the actions you need to take. These are the products that can get you to that. You need to sell 15 of these in 30 days. There's your $30. Now, how do you sell it? I'm going to tell you that too. All right, this is what you're going to do. And I give you an outline of what to do. All you got to do is go down the list and check it off every time you do it. That's it. Now you have to do it over and over to get good at it. Because a lot of times, like myself, I never was in sales. So I don't really, in the beginning, believe that you know how to overcome objections, right? Most people don't really know how to do that. That was me. I could talk to you, but as soon as you said something that I didn't know, I'm like, okay, I don't know what to say next. Okay, so that's why I created the 3-day ride. And so I was just like, in face-to-face for me, it was easier. I know it sounds crazy. It was easier for me to talk to you face-to-face because I see you like you're physically here, which scares most people. Trust me, it's a weird skill. Being online, you're hiding behind the text. So they don't actually they can't see you. So I think it's so much easier that all of you are online. So when I tell you, all you got to do is tell me the money goal. I'm going to give you a to-do list. Most people don't know how to overcome objections. They don't know how to upsell. That was me. And so I created the 3-day ride because like these are the things that people are needing to grow a business online. They need to be able to find the leads, not just any leads, but their ideal customers. They need to be able to convert with those people and conversate with those people so they can get a sale. So in the 3-day ride, which is coming up next week. So if you're not in the ride, you better get in the ride. Okay. So in the 3-day ride, I actually put all of those strategies in the ride, over 30 scripts, depending on whether it's sales, whether it is being a part of a referral program, or it's an opportunity, or it's a service. I actually also show you what to post, why you need to post like this, what's attraction marketing, what's curiosity marketing, all the things that I had questions with when I started online. I put it all together for my peoples because I understand that you don't know what you don't know. And I was like, somebody need to put this together, like all of it. So for 3 days, right, you're with me, private coaching, telling you exactly what to do. When you leave those 3 days, in 60 days, I know you're going to see results. Hands down, you are. Because it's so many things, whether it's hacks, whether it's different apps, whether it is just boosting the algorithm, those types of things we don't even know about, right? And so you have to invest in yourself so that you get those nuggets and you move your business to the next level. I think it's important for you to invest in yourself. It's so important. And when I started online, I didn't know who to invest with. Let me just tell you, I didn't know who. It was so many people. I'm like, maybe her, maybe him, maybe them. Like it was so many people. And I said, well, who's consistent? Who shows up all the time? Who has experience based on, what they're saying? Okay, who seems like they're passionate about it? I had to narrow it down because there's so many great people on here. And I couldn't take everybody's course, right, or mastermind. And so I narrowed it down to a few people, right? And I said, okay, this person, I'm going to invest here. And once I invested there, I said, okay, next I'm going to invest over here. Okay, next I'm going to get in this mastermind. And I've never stopped doing it. I'm in one that starts next week. And I have my own start next week because I don't want to miss anything. I'm always learning. I'm always open to the possibilities. I'm always doing it. And so that's why I encourage it, because I know where you are. Okay. I need you to think like a millionaire, hustle like you broke. You got to write that down. Think like a millionaire, hustle like you broke. It's fine. You can do it. And so many people are looking for an opportunity. And so you got to share your opportunity. And everybody doesn't love their job. They tolerate their jobs. And so if you're holding on to something, you have an opportunity, you better share it. You better share. If you have a product that solves a problem, you better share it, because tolerate is a verb. It's something you accept, you allow, or permit. That's like people tolerate a crying baby on a plane. You just deal with it. And most people tolerate where they are in life. The more you learn, the more you earn. You tolerate your job. You tolerate the salary. You just tolerate it. It's like, okay, but I need you to sow more seeds. You know, growing a business, yes, it's tough. It's tough. I'm not going to tell you it's not tough. It is. It is. But it's also exciting. And so sow seeds, seeds of good thoughts, seeds of time, seeds of commitment, right? This is my commitment on TikTok. Show up every day on TikTok, Tarisha. I sow into my dreams. If I said I'm going to grow this account to 50,000 more followers by December, right? What do I need to do? I need to commit and show up. I need to what? Sow seeds into TikTok. I need to do it. It's not, I don't have time. Yes, it's what? 9:14. I could be preparing for the next day. I could be doing a lot of other things, but this is a priority. So is your business a priority? People are miserable sitting in traffic on Monday morning. Studies actually show that there are more people stressed out that Monday is coming, and most people have heart attacks on Monday morning. And I was like, what? People are really, they're tired of the 9 to 5. They want other ways to create income. I didn't know this. My sister just told me, I didn't know this. You guys are smarter than me, that you can rent your own car out. Like there's a service that you have yourself, like an Airbnb. Instead of renting out like your home, your rooms or whatever, people are now, because she did it, people are now renting out their personal cars. And, you know, I think she got, I don't know, it was like $45 a day. Nice luxury cars. So it wasn't just, I'm not going to name a car, but a nice luxury car, and for $45 a day. People are being more creative. And I know you already have it within you. And so create the time that you need. You can steal 15 minutes every 3 hours at your job. You can certainly do it. You can flex your dreams into your life. You got to act on it daily. That's the one thing that I did when I started, was I was acting on it daily. I am big on a to-do list. If it's not on the list, I am irritated. If you ask me to do something and it's not on my list, I promise you I'm a little irritated. I am, because I have a plan. I want to complete this day like this. I want to see this day like this. And so like on Saturday, many people, I know you work a 9 to 5. I did too. I understand. But you can't sleep till 11 o'clock if you didn't work your business Monday through Friday. You got to get up, start your day, okay, with your future in mind. You can't sleep, right, all day long and then think you're going to build your business in one little second. You're not going to be able to do that. You can sleep when you die, okay? So most of you are just sleeping 6 and 5 hours anyway. And on Sunday, yes, I'm a big believer in go worship. I'm a big believer in family time, dinner time. I'm believing you do all of those things, but you still have time to build your business. You still do. You still have time to write that proposal. You still have time to qualify for your LLC. You still have time to fill out the paperwork for leasing off. Whatever it is, you still have time. And so the weekend for me became my best friend. When I worked full time, I can tell you the weekend was when I really built that business. And I went to the top of the company like, oh, I got to get this done. And that really actually helped me leave corporate America. But I put in the sweat and equity and the time, I'm trying to tell you. But I'll tell you, it was worth it. You know, I was talking and I was telling someone, I said, you know, I just feel so sorry for the parents who always have to find childcare in the summer. I never had to find childcare in the summer. And I was like, you know, what about, you know, their vacation time? They can only go in the summer. You know, I was just like, somebody has to take care of your child 12 months out of the year if you're working a traditional job. Like they never are getting a break, just hanging out at home and not having to do anything. And I didn't think about that before. And I was like, oh my gosh, Lord, I feel so blessed that I didn't have to worry about, you know, where they're going to be in the summertime, you know, who's going to pick them up. Is there an aftercare program? They've never been in after school, aftercare anything like that because I've always worked for myself when I had my boys. I started my business when my son was a toddler. And that was the defining moment. I was like, I don't think I want him at daycare all day. That's when it happened. I was like, yeah, I think I'm going to do something else. And so when I tell you, right, it's worth it for those of you that are moms, because these moments, we're not going to get them back. You're not going to get it back. Even if I'm telling you. And so I was so excited when I decided to move on and decide my future. If more people would admit they're just choosing not to, okay, they're choosing to stop, they're complaining on their own, okay, it's a choice. And I want you to understand, when I decided quitting was not an option, it's going to happen. I'm telling you, it's going to happen. And the reason why I can tell you this is because even now, I'm very good with determining the time that I'm going to work my businesses. I know exactly what I'm going to do at these different times. Now, you don't have to be so structured that you're a robot. Not like that. I do have time where I'm like, I'm going to sleep. It's 2:00. I'm going to sleep. I did my live at 1:30. I'm asleep at 2:00, right? It's times, but it's also scheduled. Okay. It's time I'm like, I need to go to lunch. A girlfriend of mine, she's like, Jerusha, let's go to lunch. Okay, let me schedule this. I'm going to lunch. I do all of those things, but it's still written. Like, it's still there. And because I want to look back on my time and be like, okay, it was well spent. So this is what I want you to do. If you're getting all this goodness and you love it, write this down. I need you to remove can't, try, and maybe. Just take that out of your vocabulary altogether. Remove can't, try, maybe from your vocabulary. And so the reason why those words don't serve you. And I just think, especially used in the way that most people use them. And so if I ask you, do you want to start a business? I'll try. What do you mean you're going to try? You're either going to start one or you're not. Okay. Do you want to start a business? Maybe. It's not a maybe. Do you want to start one and you want to build a business? You want to build a legacy? You want to learn some skills? Do you want to do it? It's not maybe. It's not try. So just remove those words out of your vocabulary. And so one thing that I said, I told a story before, when you get married and the minister said, Jerusha, do you take your husband, to be your lawfully? And I don't just say, I can try. So you take your husband or your wife. I don't say, maybe I'm going to see. You're very sure of that moment. I do. Yes, I do. You're not trying. You're not trying to see anything. You have a definitive answer. Yes, I do. So when someone is asking you, are you serious about building a business? Are you serious about creating residual income? It's yes or no. Because we all have choices. Does this make sense? Yes or yes. And so you just have to say, I'm going to learn. You should say yes. I'm going to learn to manage my time, which means you're going to learn to manage yourself. I will take responsibility for my daily actions. I will do it. I will do everything that I need to do to grow a business. I'm going to do it on a daily basis. Be open to receiving because you deserve it. Every single one of you, listen to the sound of my voice. It's not by accident that you're listening, that you caught this live at this moment. I promise you, you were meant to hear something that I'm saying. And I hope you're writing this down. And you got value, right? Or you want to share it to somebody, you should. And so, because if you don't find a way to earn while you sleep, you're going to work until you die. You're going to work until you die. So my son, they have to do community service. So one of my boys, he's already an Eagle Scout, and the other one is a Boy Scout moving towards Eagle Scout. But their school, they have to do community service, right? Which I love. It shows them, you got to get out in the community and you have to give back. Now, one of the things that I do already with my boys, even when they were younger, at the end of the year, they get allowances, not real allowance. They work for their money. And at the end of the year, what I did was I say, put money in an envelope, different amounts of money in 5 different envelopes, and we'll go to a local store, right? And then you just find somebody in the store and give them the envelope. Just say, you know what? I just thought of you today, and I want to give you this gift. We don't stand around to see the person. We don't do anything, right? We just give them the envelope. I want them to be givers. I want them to understand you receive, so you want to give somebody else. I want you to have a servant heart. I want you to see that there are people that just need a small blessing like that. And so the amount of money could be $5, $10, $20, $50. It just depends on how much they had for that year. And so my boys, they also have to go to assistant living facilities. And my son in particular, he would go and read to the elderly that is there. The whole class went. It's a small class. It's a private school, right? So the whole class went, and they go, and there was this man that he was reading to. And my son is an avid reader. When I tell you, yeah, he can read a book, I mean, a thick book in like a day. And so he enjoyed that. And I was thinking, well, I wonder what he's going to be, what kind of business he's going to have, because he is that type of person. But anyway, so he went there and he saw all these elderly people. And when he got home that particular day, he was just like, some people don't have anybody that's coming to visit them. Some people, and they have children or grandchildren. And he was like, some people are just in this facility with no one, right, that's really showing them love. And so he enjoyed going there, spending time, playing chess or whatever. Now, he also said that I don't want to work until I'm 65. He was like, I want to be able to say I'm retired by the time I'm 30. And I was like, okay. And so he's a teenager. And I'm like, I like it. You already know you do not have to work until you're 65 and then just wait 20 more years and then die. You can actually retire whatever age you decide if you plan for it. So I was sharing this with a girlfriend, and I was just like, my son said he wants to retire at 30. And so she was like, why would he say that? Nobody retires at 30. That doesn't even make sense. And I said, it doesn't make sense to you. I'm like, exactly. Because you can't see it doesn't mean it's not true. God gave him the vision, not you. He didn't have a conference call and put you in it. He said, you don't have to work until you can retire by the time you're 30. And so a lot of times you can't tell your big ideas to small-minded individuals, okay? What the eyes see and the ears hear, the mind believes. So he believes, I don't have to work until 65. I don't have to just wait and enjoy my life until I'm whatever age. You can actually start doing those things right now. Now, for those of you that are older than 30, don't worry. It's not over. It's not over. When we learn things, right? When we learn something, we do better. You have the knowledge now. You have the insight and the wisdom now. Start today. And so the only way to do it is start right now. Create that passive income. And so we talked about the difference between residual income and passive income. Those are two different things, but that's a whole nother training. So you just want to make money work for you. It does not sleep. Money, it doesn't get tired. Money doesn't go on vacation, period. So you need to make money while you're sleeping. That's why that time is so important. Was this helpful? Was this helpful? Yes. He said, yes, Richard. Yes. Okay, good. So now you have to really, you have to say this over and over. You're going to do it praying. You're going to do everything praying. You're going to move praying. Even when you can't see the customers, even when you can't see the money, even when you can't see it, you're going to move in action. Even when you don't feel like it, you need to schedule everything. Start there. It's so easy for me to say it, right? It is very difficult for most people to do. And so most people just give up. It's like, I just can't do it. But you can. Just breathe, do some yoga, meditate, I pray, but whatever, to get your mind centered on what you really want. I need you to align your thoughts with that thing. And so just like if we want, I was going to make a bad example because I don't want to talk badly about the girl, Carly Russell. When we get our mind set on something, let me just say that we do it. If we start thinking a certain way, we start acting that way, it happens. You see how people can just make up stuff, right? Your mind is focused. And as women, we get things done. So I respect all of you. And so we pursue a man, or for men, you pursue a woman. We're focused on that one thing until we get it. And so I need you to do that same thing for your business today. I need you to focus on your time. I need you to write it out for tomorrow. I understand you work a traditional 9 to 5. I want you to have that. You got to bring in income, but you also need to have other things working in your favor. Yes, yes. Is this good or is this good? Say, Jerusha, if this is good for you. Now, do this for me. If you need more training, thank you so much. Somebody's crying. Who's crying? They gave me the crying face. Antoinette, is that correct? So if you are on Facebook, I'll be able to share this with you. If you're not on Facebook, that's okay. I'm going to share my screen with the book facers over here. But I just want to tell you, I like to highlight this young lady. I've worked with several clients. I created the 3-day ride for this purpose, that I see other people growing, right? That I see other people taking the knowledge that I have, the wisdom, the experience, and applying it in their businesses. I'm actually one of the coaches. I don't care that you're not in my business. I care that you have one. And so this young lady took the 3-day ride where I personally help you build your business, build your audience, and build your client base by attracting leads to you. I will attract leads all day, every day. I just believe they're just coming to me. I have an overflow of leads, an abundance of leads, all of that. Okay. So that's my son. Hold on one second. And so I gotta call him back. And so what I wanted to share with you guys, when I get testimonials and I get, messages from people that have taken the 3-day ride or who want to take the 3-day ride, but this is a client that did very well. And so I like to show it. It's proof in the pudding. And so she actually was like, Jerusha, if you're on Facebook, you can see this. Can you see this on Facebook? Yes or yes? Right here, she says, after taking your course, I really shifted from focusing on selling and became more focused on gaining and following and leading with the opportunity rather than just the products. I was able to jump from 3K monthly affiliate to 10K monthly affiliate by focusing on team building and recruiting. So I'm super excited, which is a part of my expertise, is recruiting and sharing and showing you how to have unlimited leads so you can weed out the folk and keep the people. And so because it's my strong suit, the 3-day ride is about, in 3 days, you're going to learn how to find the right people for your businesses. Most people need that type of basic training because you're just posting and praying and not posting in profit, right? So we want to post in profit. And so there's a certain way that you can do it, that you're just attracting people. So when I get my notifications, particularly on Facebook, when I get my notifications and it has like, your account has grown 1,000 new followers in 1 month. Your account has grown 700 followers in 1 month. Every single month, I get this little notification, right? And so I can teach you how you can attract the people. And of course, you got to weed out the folk and keep the people. You got to find out who's just following for entertainment, but who's following because they need a great liquid collagen, who's following because they need a business or they need to grow their business. You'll be able to have conversations and find out how you can serve those people. You build those relationships. But if you don't even know what to do, right? You're still in this place of trying to figure it out. I'm still trying to figure it out. When people say that to me, I already know they don't have a plan. If you're still trying to figure it out, you don't have a plan of action. And so here's a plan that has worked for many clients, that it starts next week. And I've been saying this for the last 2 weeks. If you don't have your seat, reserve your seat. I only take a small select few anyway, because I really want to get to know you, your business, your needs. So I understand what I need to tell you to post. And I understand, where to tell you your ideal prospects are. And so if you haven't checked it out, you can click the link tree, or you can put 3-day rides. If you're on Instagram, obviously I'm not going to be able to see it. So make sure you go to my profile, and it's one link tree and it says 3-day ride once you click the link tree. So you can just look at the details, day 1, day 2, day 3, so you can see what I offer. And so I am super excited for those types of people who want this type of training. And, everybody's not able to do it in this length. As a matter of fact, true story. Because I spend so much time in the 3-day ride with you, my mentor and business coach is like, you need to cut it down to 30 minutes. You cannot do this with these people. You need to automate it. And I was just like, but I love the people. I love telling them. I want them to get it. He's like, you don't have time. We need to get you in other places. You got to get on other Zooms. You don't have time to just answer everybody's question. And so I've just made it where I want to answer your question. We have a live Q&A where I'm answering all questions. That's why I take a small select few, because if I take, hundreds of thousands, obviously I wouldn't be able to do that. And so with just me. And so most people, when they take a course, they want the actual person. They don't want the assistant. They want the person. And so I try to be present and I over deliver. And so I just encourage you to stop struggling and invest in yourself. And if you were going to invest in anything, if you like the free basic trainings that I give live, you're going to love the 3-day ride. And so, so put 3-day ride in the chat or go to the link in the bio. I'd love to service you in that way, obviously. And I love training and coaching and speaking on stages. And so you have an opportunity for me. Okay, great. Send it to me. If it's speaking on the stage, I'd love to hear about it. I'm open to that, obviously. And so that way we can talk about it. So you can message me. Absolutely. Do me a favor. I got to call my son back, so I'm going to have to cut this off. But if you learn something, tag 2 people, share the broadcast. Tag 2 people or share the broadcast. If you got value today, it's so important that you share with somebody else. And if you want more of this, I'm live all the time. Just make sure that you're following me so you get that notification. Jerusha's live. I don't want to miss it. And you don't want your team to miss it. And so if you have a team or associates or partners that you work with, make sure that they're following as well. I'd love to service them as well. So yes, thank you so much. I appreciate you. She said, thank you so much for your time. No, thank you for showing up, because you could have scrolled on by, but you stopped. So I want to say thank you. I don't take it for granted that you're here, that you stopped. Hopefully you got something. I know that you did, but I like it when people show me some love. That lets me know, Jerusha, come back again. And if you love all of this, if you're just like, I just want to support, you can always be a part of the pretty community. Hashtag to the pretty people. You can grab a pretty people, a water bottle. And that, obviously that's always something. You can be a part of that community. And so that's where we celebrate, collaborate, and create great relationships like we have tonight. So I'll see your beautiful faces. I got to go call my son back to find out that he's okay. And I will look forward to seeing you on tomorrow. I will be live. Thank you for the hearts on TikTok. I appreciate you. And so I'm just thankful that grace and mercy follow me. I'm Jerusha, and I'll see you on the page.